Look at these beasts. They're huge. Oh, let's stand up. Just on the side of the footpath. By the look of that one and the shape of that one. Oh, can't see it. No, alright. I believe trooping funnels, maybe? They're huge. Alright, onwards and upwards. Good morning all. Out for breakfast. Bit of a relax in the hammock. And I've got a couple of new bits, well, a couple of bits of kit. Not new, because I've had one of them for ages. And the second one, I made a couple of weeks ago. Just want to test it out. I made it for the garden, really. But I changed my mind and made it portable. So it's a little fire tripod, if you like. Hang the old pots on while cooking and bits and pieces. Multi-use, really. Yeah, so I thought I'd carry it with me, see how heavy it is, see what it's like, test it out here. See if it's worth using in the future. Well, hammock's all set up. Kit's out the bag. I've also set up the cooking station. Some of you will recognise this, so I've had this fire table for ages. So I thought I'd dig it out, dust it off and get it used. And then this is the tripod, if you like, for my fire. I've sort of made and, you know, stuck it together. Decided to cut the legs. They're a little bit rusty, so they'd have been sitting in the garage, but I put a bit of tube on there so you can disconnect it and make them half the size. So I think we better get a fire on it, get some waterboard for a brew, and then start cooking breakfast. Let's see how it goes. little bit of fat wood, give that a trim, see if that'll start it. If not, I've got the shavings in the bag. We're just having a play. I think I got it. Well, that should bring it to a boil in no time. Let's move some of this wood so it don't burn it all at once. Won't be long. Time for a brew. Caramel latte again. Stick a spare one over there. Right, while kettle's on, gonna get food prepped. Start chopping up, eh? Well, I remembered the old chopping board. Gave it a clean. So I've got some sausage meat, a couple of rashers of bacon, tomatoes from the garden, and 2 eggs, and a wrap. Bit of a breakfast wrap this morning. That's pretty much all the prep I want to do, really, to be fair. The old kettle sounds like it's boiling, so let's brew up. Then let's get the bacon and tomatoes in there. Get that all cooking up. And then I'll do the sausage meat and the eggs in the little skillet. Happy days. Tell you what, let's chop these tomatoes up. That's it, that water's on a rolling boil now. Right, let's carry on chopping. I'm going to get that lifted up, I think. That's going to be too low. And it does help if you take the elastic band off first. Donkey. Right, let's raise that up a little bit. That's it. I think it's time to chill out in the hammock for a few minutes. Let that warm up, get up to temperature. Skillet's on there, so that should start getting hot. Then I'll do the sausage meat, chuck the 2 eggs in, get it wrapped up and get it in my belly. Sounds like a plan, eh? So I decided to fish the bacon back out, get out of it, and give it a quick fry in here first, because the tomatoes have liquefied. Should have thought of that. Should have done the bacon in there first and then added tomatoes, but never mind. Let's get this cooked and crisped up. Let's move some of these. Get out of it. Put some of the embers over here for cooking on. This skillet could do with doing a little bit bigger. I mean, it does the job. It's absolutely brilliant. Hardly sticks. That's really good. Seasoned it a few times. It does need re-seasoning really, because some of the seasoning has come off. Well, hopefully that'll boil down, reduce. So I'll leave the lid off. That can evaporate. Right, let's take that off the heat a little bit. Just take it off completely, I think, because that is done. I tell you what, why don't I just put that in? Yeah, that's cooked enough. Right, I'm going to stick this bacon back in there now that that's boiling away, and then I'm going to sit in the hammock for a bit, let that reduce right down, do the sausage meat, do the eggs, wrap it up and get it in my belly. Bring it back when I'm in the hammock. So to be fair, that's working a treat. A lot better than I thought. So yeah, that fire table I've had for ages. Not used it for a while, expected to open it up for it to fall to pieces. But that was probably the best 25, 30 quid I think it was that I've bought for a fire table. For, you know, it's just spot on. I've used it on the beach, I've used it in the garden, I've used it out in the woods so many times, and the mesh hasn't broken through or anything. Good bit of kit. If you're interested in it, go and get one. I've got that one from Amazon, I think. You can get some other ones that fold down smaller, but that does work for me. Yeah, I'm sure it was about 30 quid. Yeah. So the fire trivet, if you like, or whatever you want to call it, the pot hanger. Well, so I made it for the garden really, to put the old Dutch oven on for when I have like a cook in the garden. And I thought, you know what, that might come in handy in the woods. So basically I've just cut the legs in half, stick a bit of tubing on, drilled it and put little plugs in it so that it doesn't come off only one way. Yeah, it seems alright. It's the first time I've ever used it. Like I say, it's a bit rusty. So now that I know that it works, I'll put some oil on it, treat it in the fire. Handy bit of kit. I'll show you a close up in a minute of the chain and everything. So yeah, I bought the chain. It was only a couple of quid per meter. It wasn't a lot. That seems to do it. It is coated chain, but it doesn't matter. It's going to burn off anyway. No, I'm happy with it. A little tiny cheap carabiner at the top, with a tiny shackle. Seems to do it. I had no problem with it. It's not really that fiddly. It doesn't get hot up there anyway. Maybe if it got really hot and I'd have to use gloves, it could be a bit tricky then, because the chain's so small. But I'll deal with that when it happens, pretty much. So apart from that, how are you doing? So I'm doing good. Out today, stretched the legs. Went for a run yesterday, like I normally do on a Saturday. That was alright, I enjoyed that one. Come out today to stretch the legs, get the blood flowing. It seems to help, like I said before. So if I do a run on a Saturday, you know, it was quite a fast pace yesterday, so it was quite intense. Yeah, out this morning, no problem at all. Couple of stretches. Was a bit, did ache this morning though, but yeah, after a couple of stretches, it was no problem. So yeah, back out in the woods. I think this is, I can't remember, it's about 4.5k, something like that, to get here. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Weather is holding out. I don't give rain, but it's very cloudy. So there's a chance. I do have my tarp if needed. I won't need it, but you never know. I've got a little cheap set of wet gear in my bag. but all is good. It's a bit chilly, hence the fleece or my hoodie, but other than that it's nice and quiet. I can still hear the tomatoes bubbling away, so that's all good. I'll give that another 10-15 minutes and then that should have reduced enough. Get the sausage meat on, get the eggs on, bit of HP in the wrap. Yummy. So yeah, let's take you closer and have a look. Oh, hello. Something moving in the bushes. Let's have a look. So yeah, you'll have to forgive the rust. So they are just fence stakes, believe it or not. I've slightly heated them up and bent them into shape. A bit more of a, you know, so the ring goes on. The ring that I purchased, I didn't make it. There's the little D-shackle, there's a little carabiner, and there's the multi-length chain. So as you can see there, focus, focus, focus. I've cut the last link, bent it round to make a little hook for the pot. It seems to do the trick. I have put my Dutch oven on it, so the thicker handle does go in the hook and it's not too fiddly. So yeah, happy with that. Like I say, it's a bit rusty because it's sat in the garage for, you know, quite a while. Couple of month maybe. And there's the little bit of tubing I used. You can just make out there the little peg. You see it there? So I've drilled out through, put a little metal peg in it, give it a whack. Doesn't move, that's all good. So then it's the bottom bits that slide in onto the bottom. The bottoms do have spikes on if you want to stick them in the ground. So not only can I make it into a tripod, I can whack two in and have the third one as a crossbar, you know, so it's like a, yeah, two uprights and a horizontal beam, and I can hang multiple items on it if need be. So yeah, first test, I'm happy with it. It's fairly, it's sturdy. Look, I'm giving that a shake. It's hardly moving anything at all. So with a heavier Dutch oven on, there'll be no problems there whatsoever. Right. The thing with this table is it burns everything down to an ash. It's absolutely brilliant. Let's stick more wood on. It looks like I might have to cut some more wood. Right. I'll bring you back. Let's have a look at that in there. Yeah, it still needs reducing down yet. Cool. Right, I'll bring you back when I put the sausage meat on in the pan. Right, I think that's reduced enough. So let's get the sausage meat on, eh? Firstly though, let's get some more water on. We'll get some more water in for a second brew. Somehow I seem to have collected some rubbish in the bottom of the pan. Do not tip over, do not tip over. Don't know how that's happened. Right, still a bit in there, but it will boil out. That should be plenty. A couple of floaters. Is that on properly? Yeah. Stick that over there. Let's get that on there. Let's get that sat somewhere there like that. That can be warming up. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right, I think that needs lifting up a little bit, I think. So right, let's get that on there. Like that. I'll tell you what, let's take that off first. Let's get the sausage meat in there. Kind of make it even. That'll do. Let's get that on now. That water isn't looking good, is it? That's better. Right, hopefully there'll be enough heat in it. If not, I'll bring it back to life with the bellows. So I've stuck the lid on just to keep that warm, keep the temperature in. The embers are just doing its thing. Happy days. Water's on. That shouldn't take long to boil. My only concern is the embers might burn out pretty quick, but I'm sure it'll be enough to just do this. The egg won't take hardly any temperature at all, so there might just be enough. That sausage meat looks like it needs flipping, so let's give it a go. I've got myself a little spoon hanger or holder. Oh, look at that. Stick that back in now. That does look good. Give that a few minutes. I'll stick that in the pot to keep warm. Get the eggs on. And then it's munch time. Oh, look at the mess. Look at the mess you make though while you're in camp. Terrible. So autumn is definitely having an effect on the woods. Leaves everywhere. Everything's dying back. I've seen a few chestnuts on the floor as I walked in, so on the way out I'll collect a few, crack them open, see if there's anything, you know, worth having. I was tempted to grab some on the way in and stick them in the pot, but I've got enough going on and as it is, and I'm only here for a little bit. I mean, it's right now it's 25 past 10. An hour and I'll probably start heading out, so that'll be enough to get the food in my belly, chill out in the hammock and head off out. I'm happy so far. Everything's gone pretty well, but don't speak too soon. Right, next stage cooking. Let's get that in the pot, get the eggs on, start serving up. Should be just enough heat in them embers. Right, let's get them eggs in. Hopefully they don't stick. Feed the fox. Might be enough. Slowly doing it. Hasn't quite gone to plan. But it's doing it. Should have had a little bit of oil in there, but hasn't really stuck that much, to be fair. It came out pretty easy. I flipped it over just to get the top because it's quite thick, and obviously where it's quite cold out here, it's not cooking the top. Right, that will finish it off. So let's plate up. That'll do. Breakfast is served and about to be consumed. Just see there, can't quite see it, I'm not going to tip it too much. Right, I'll bring you back when I've filled my face. Making a right old mess, but it is nice. Definitely recommend this one. I'm doing it again. Well, that definitely filled a gap. That was nice. Right, fire has sprung back to life. So let's bring you back and you can, or I should say, let's turn you around and then you'll see. Bit of tidying up of the rubbish. That water will take no time at all to boil. Happy days. Let's go and chill in that hammock, eh? Somebody else having some breakfast. Right, after that distraction, intruder in camp, that water has boiled, so I'm going to brew up. Drink that and then head off for the journey home. Don't knock it over, don't knock it over. Bit of breakfast in me caramel latte. All goes down the same hole. Right. Let's let that burn itself out, turn itself to ash, and then tidy up. He's still in camp. So I'll find him. I've been moving around and all sorts. He really don't care. Wonder how close I can actually get to him. Like, I'm making loads of noise. He's too busy eating something. Right, let's leave him be. Washing up on the go. It's 11:15. Final chill and then head out. Well, it's that time to start packing up and heading out. Got half a brew left, so that'll see me out. Right, let's get this packed up, eh? Right, as always, giving the floor a brush over, minimise any tracks or any trace. All good. Let's head out. Right, it's been a good one. Weather held out, sun's out now. Long trek home. Have a good one. Later.